Good evening and welcome. Welcome everyone, a lot of good friends in the audience. Good evening, I'm Richard White. I'm Dean of the E.J. Uso College of Business, and welcome to our home here. If you haven't been in the business education complex, take some time to walk around. It's 4 buildings around this courtyard. And we're very proud of it. It's a $52 million complex that was paid for, half of which, $26 million, was from our supporters, donors, and alumni. And it's really changed the culture of the college. It's named for the college is named for E.J. Uso. I noticed his foundation is one of the sponsors. E.J. was one of the biggest supporters of this college and endowed it. If E.J. could be here now, and I'm sure he's looking down on us, he would be very proud of what we're doing tonight, and most of all proud of the students that we're assisting here. This YEA program is very near and dear to the College of Business. It fits our mission, our high priority on entrepreneurship and economic development. We've really raised the stakes in this college. 2 years ago, we reorganized and created a separate department for entrepreneurship and information systems. Dr. Ed Watson's here. The chair of that department has done a super job with this program and a lot of others. We now have a joint entrepreneurship degree, a minor in entrepreneurship, a host of new courses. We've hired new faculty members. We received major grants from Emmett Stevenson and from the Charles Koch Foundation. So we're moving ahead very smartly in the entrepreneurship field. Our goal is to really assist the region in economic development, build jobs, and more important than that, change people's lives. I want to thank all the sponsors listed as you see. The team has done a wonderful job of enlisting support from all of you. Again, my faculty has been very supportive of this from the very beginning. When we were broached with the idea of YEA, we felt, this is really something special. So on that note, I'm going to turn it over to a very special person without whom this night would not be here, who is full of energy and ideas and the true entrepreneurship spirit, and that's Debra Steinberg. Debra.
Thank you, Dean White. It is such a pleasure to see all of you here this evening, from educators to parents and families, to community supporters, to business leaders. Thank you on behalf of the Young Entrepreneurs Academy of Baton Rouge for all that you do. The mission of the Young Entrepreneurs Academy of Baton Rouge is to unlock the potential for young, aspiring entrepreneurs. The National Academy was founded 15 years ago out of the University of Rochester in New York. And over the past 15 years, over 9,000 middle and high school students have gone through this program, launching over 6,000 student-run businesses. The national curriculum is broken down into trimesters. The students in the fall begin by figuring out their interests and how to mesh those interests with business ideas, working with College of Business professors. Then we bring in mentors from the business community who work side by side with these student CEOs to flesh out an actual business plan with real financials for their companies. Then a few weeks ago, the Secretary of State's office actually sent 4 people here to help these students file their companies with the state of Louisiana. This is the real deal. And that brings us to tonight. So tonight, you have the privilege of meeting the founders of Louisiana's 15 most recently launched businesses. You will hear from each business seeking seed funding from our panelists from our panel of judges tonight. And this could not be possible without the support of the E.J. Uso College of Business, the LSU Innovation Park, LED, and the Area Chamber. In our inaugural year, we received 40 applications for the 26 spots, which is a full class, that spanned multiple parishes, and 15 schools were represented: public, private, homeschool, and charter schools. And the outpouring of the business community to support this initiative of really creating a pipeline of young entrepreneurs has been phenomenal, with over 100 businesses lending their support. That has allowed this group of young entrepreneurs to have access to not only College of Business professors meeting here every Wednesday from 5 to 8 p.m. This is not for the faint of heart. They studied for over the year. We're not done tonight. They still have a few more weeks to go. It'll be about 100 hours of instruction led by professors and entrepreneurs, meeting each other, really building connections with students from across the greater Baton Rouge area. Not only that, but we also have the opportunity to take field trips where they meet CEOs like Brandon Landry from Walk-Ons, other CEOs at the Louisiana Technology Park, guest speakers practically every week, teaching the foundation of business to students aged 13 to 18. Let me repeat that. Ages 13 to 18 are launching businesses tonight. And this takes everybody pulling together to make it happen. Starting with a phenomenal steering committee. You'll see many of these people here tonight. They've been here since the beginning, really helping launch this academy. To our fantastic instructors and program managers, thank you for everything that you guys have done. Obviously, to the College of Business, the E.J. Uso College of Business. We're here every night, every Wednesday night, I should say. They make classrooms available, computer labs accessible, this facility accessible. We really owe so much to the College of Business. And what's a night without amazing food? So a huge thank you to Karen Rowland and her Heirloom Cuisine team. There will be opportunities for you to eat and drink more, and I hope you will partake in that. Now I'd like to introduce you to our panel this evening. From Hancock Whitney, Jamie Burgess. From Franklin Associates, Perry Franklin. From Cox Communications, Lee King. From Window World of Baton Rouge, Jim Rowland. From the Research Park Corporation, Genevieve Silverman. And from Union Pacific, Drew Tessier. Along with them, our panel facilitator for the evening from Innovation Catalyst is Louis Freeman, and our MC, Kelly Hurtado, Executive Director of Our Lady of the Lake Foundation, will be helping steer this whole evening. So with that, I will turn it over to Kelly. Thank you all so much for being here, and let us begin. Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you, great job. Well, thank you, good evening. Really, with as good a job as Debra's done, there's really not a lot left to do. Thank you, Debra. And thank you all, business owners. It was a pleasure meeting many of you. I'm very impressed and anxious to get the night started. So, let's get it started. Let's turn this the right way. So, what's gonna happen here? In the next few minutes, I will call up our first business owner, and through the next hour or so, hour and a half or so, we will hear pitches from our business owners. They will last from 2 to 3 minutes. Then we will pitch it to the panel. Our panelists will have 2 to 3 minutes to Q&A. It will be my job to keep the trains on the tracks, so if anybody goes over, I will have the veritable invisible hook. Then once all of our 15 business owners, representing 18 business owners, 15 businesses, finish, panelists will adjourn upstairs. They will deliberate. They will then come down, so you'll have time to have more refreshments from Heirloom Cuisine. Thank you very much. They'll come back, and they will announce the awards. The seat awards will be announced. So the seed award use, important to note. The seed award is going to be for, and each of the 15 businesses will receive something. It will be for startup expenses. The funds will be held for 1 year by the Academy, and the Academy will pay the startup cost directly to the vendors. You all can read. I will then, the last of the evening award will be, we will announce the Saunders Scholars winner, and one business will be selected to represent Baton Rouge in Rochester, as Deborah was telling you about just a few minutes ago. Very exciting opportunity. So let's get down to business. Without further ado, I will introduce our first business owner, Trevor Turner. Trevor is well-deserved. Trevor's a sophomore at Catholic High School. He loves performing arts, especially singing. He hopes to study biomedical engineering in college. He is the founder of Dorminity. Trevor Turner.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Trevor Turner, and I'm the CEO and founder of Dorminity. I would first like to begin by asking everyone here a question. Who here has attended college or university? That's amazing. I would like to take you back to your college move-in day. So it's about your second or third time ever being on the campus, and you see something like this. It's chaos. Everyone running around, it's hot, and you just want to get moved in and take a nap. But you arrive at your dorm hall after spending 30 minutes trying to find a parking spot, and you realize, I can't do this. It's too much. You begin to move in, and it's just, you can't handle it anymore, and you just have to take a break. This is where Dorminity would step in. Currently, there are about 19.9 million students across the US enrolled in colleges and universities. About 31,000 of these students are enrolled here at LSU. And a little over 7,000 of these students live here on campus. Dorminity is able to effectively combine both storage and delivery to create a hassle-free experience for our customers. We're able to do this through a 4-tier system, which allows our customers to pick and choose a plan that is right for them. Growth opportunity. Over the course of a 5-year plan, we hope to be expanded to 7 different universities. Over the course of this time, for the first 2 years, we hope to work here just with LSU. By the 3rd year, we hope to be working with 4 different universities, and by the 5th year, we hope to be working with 7 different universities across the state of Louisiana. So rolling towards the future, we hope to be owning our own trucks and facilities later down the line. But until then, we hope to be working with local companies such as Life Storage to be able to facilitate the services that we provide. I come here to ask today for $5,000 to help start up my company. The majority of this money will go towards marketing to other high schools and local schools around our state to get my name and brand going. I would like to thank you for your time, and remember, together we can take the stress away from your moving day. Yes, sir.
Trevor, I commend you on the work that you've done. It was well thought out. My question is, you're 15?
Yes, sir.
What is your strategy in order to rent these vehicles, these U-Haul vehicles initially until you can buy your rolling stock?
So the way that we're going to do this is through our tier system. So when a person goes online through our website and buys the package that they want, that will include the cost of the U-Haul and the moving trucks and the storage that is required for the business.
How will you rent the U-Haul?
How will I rent the U-Haul? So when they pay online, that money will then go to us, and then we will use that money to then rent the U-Haul and then do what needs to be done. Thank you.
So Trevor, were you able to talk with any students or parents and do some discovery about whether they would be willing to pay $150 plus for that move-in experience?
Yes, ma'am. So actually, I talked to a couple of the LSU students here at the business school while we were working on these presentations, and a lot of them said that they wish that they had this back when they were moving in when they're for their freshman year. And I've talked with a lot of students seniors at my high school and their parents, and they said that they would also like really enjoy this experience to have.
Trevor,
Yes. Yes, sir.
have you had any talks with LSU about, for those new students that come in from the high schools you can't touch, as offering it as a service for all the dorms that they do own?
So I've actually tried getting in contact with them. I'm currently waiting on a response from them right now.
Trevor, as a college student who moved many times, students tend to leave a lot of things in these storage units and never reclaim them. Have you thought about what you would do with that type of situation?
So when students go to apply online, they will send what they need, and when the time comes for them to move back in or when they need it back, we will send it to them. And any stuff that's left over, we will send an email or a text or something like that that would notify them of any other belongings that are left in the storage unit. All right. I'd like to thank you for your time. Thank you.
Thank you, Trevor. Thank you. Our next business owner is a senior at University Lab School, where she's a senior representative on the student council. She will be attending the Ogden Honors College at LSU this fall. She is founder of Ohana Hub, and let's welcome Zoe Patton.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Zoe Patton, and I am the CEO and founder of Ohana Hub, a nonprofit organization for foster teens. Show of hands, do any of you know anybody who has been in foster care? Well, as you can see, I'm pictured here with my mother, brother, and sister. And you probably noticed that we don't look alike, and that's because I am adopted. Now, you've probably heard myths about teens in foster care, such as teens in foster care were placed there because of behavioral problems, or teens in foster care are troublemakers. And myths like these are one of the main reasons many foster teens don't get adopted, which means they will age out. And aging out is the process that occurs when youth must leave the foster care system because they did not get adopted and are too old to stay in care. Many foster youth don't receive the academic enrichment or social support they need to age out successfully, and this poses a major problem. And I have a solution. Ohana Hub. Ohana Hub is a peer tutoring and mentoring program that will provide the much needed support for teens in foster care in Baton Rouge. Now, there are other tutoring programs in Baton Rouge, but they aren't free, they aren't specifically for foster teens, and they don't offer peer services. Ohana Hub will offer both peer tutoring and mentoring for foster teens. According to the Department of Children and Family Services, there are over 4,800 youth in foster care in Louisiana, and about 180 age out every year. I will use social media and my personal connections with the Louisiana Department of Children and Family Services, as well as Healing Place Serve, to promote Ohana Hub to serve 5 foster teens by May of 2019 and 10 foster teens by September of 2019. Now, as you can see, my total startup cost is around $3,600 to get started, and I plan on using some of my personal savings as well as donations and grants to get started, and I'm asking for a startup investment of $3,000 to go towards program materials, marketing materials, and filing fees. Invest in Ohana Hub, where no foster teen gets left behind. Thank you.
Some places where you could get grants?
Well, I'm going to work with Claudia Berry with Healing Place, and she's going to help me look for grants that I can use to help my program. Yes.
Have you thought about the interview? Sorry. Have you thought about the interview process to get tutors? So how will you identify the tutors?
Well, anyone who's interested will have to perform a background check, and then we can do an interview process to figure out who is fit to tutor and mentor. Yes.
Does the state of Louisiana require any certain permits or licenses or anything of that nature in order for you to engage these children?
Well, it depends on each case of the foster teen if they want to be involved or not. So if I give my information to them, well, if I give it to the representatives at the Department of Children and Family Services, they can distribute it, and then they can make referrals, and if the teen decides they want to be a part of it, that's up to them. Any other questions? Is that it?
Over here.
Thank you.
Our next business owner is a sophomore at the Episcopal School of Baton Rouge, in his 3rd year of computer science classes, is currently learning 7 languages, 6 by himself. He is founder of Native Bash. Please welcome Abi Bazaretti.
Imagine this. You love Spanish to the point that you buy an advanced Spanish textbook, and once you decide you're fluent enough, you apply for a job in Spain. However, once you get there, they end up choosing that less qualified local over you because you could not understand the questions. Well, you understood what they were saying literally, you just couldn't figure out what they were trying to get across. What went wrong when you were learning Spanish? Hello everyone, my name is Abi Bazaretti, and I'm the CEO of Native Bash, an app which teaches native culture to people learning a new language. Native culture can range from holidays to slang in a language, but in general, it is a common knowledge that locals know that foreigners would not know. For example, as Americans, we say it's raining cats and dogs very freely and easily, but this may confuse foreigners as they could translate this literally. My app will make use of a freemium model. This means it will be free to download and use with the option of purchasing a $2.99 premium plan to remove advertisements. Advertisements and the premium plan will be the main source of revenue for the app. However, my app will make use of a monetary reward system, an innovation in the language learning industry. This means after 500 authentic posts, users will be rewarded with a sum of money for their work. When you go to post, you can post about your own native culture, ask about another native culture, or answer questions about your own native culture. My main competition is High Native, but my app is unique because it will make use of a monetary reward system. My premium plan is cheaper than High Natives, and my free plan is less restrictive than High Natives, such as how High Natives does not let free users play video or audio content. In this scenario, where 8,000 ads are clicked per month, the net profit would be about $800 per month, or about $9,500 per year. My total startup investment will cost about $15,000. However, I'm asking the investors for $4,500 today, all of which will go towards online marketing. This is because I plan to target language learning content creators' websites on the internet in order to effectively reach my target audience. Thank you for your consideration of Native Bash, and with your help, let's make native culture more accessible to the world.
I love your concept. It does seem like you have some competitors, but how are you going to write the programs for this? Where the programmers come from?
Yes, sir. So as I mentioned before, or as it was announced, I'm in my 3rd year of computer classes, so I already have a little bit of the background, and I'm learning the programming language necessary for writing this app. I also have some contacts who can help me if I need help. I will build the app throughout this year.
Do you envision multiple languages, a number of different languages? You're going to start with just 2 languages? What's your intention?
Yes, sir. So my short-term goal is to have support for Spanish and French in Spain and France, respectively. But in the long-term goals, I would envision over 5 languages, around 5 languages for the future.
So where's the marketing? How does the marketing start with this? How are you going to reach out to get users?
As as I said before, I'm going to use all the marketing money towards targeting certain websites, language learning content creators, in order to reach my target audience. This means anyone who, I will use advertisers like Google Ads and Oath to put it on web pages where people post blogs about languages or maybe YouTube channels or things of that nature where people go to learn about language.
How far would the money that you're requesting go towards that marketing strategy?
All of the money from...
How long would it last? Like a month, 6 months?
I haven't gone into the details of the ads, but I will do so in the future.
Have you thought about how this would interface with Twitter or Facebook or so many other social connectivity vehicles that are out there already today that are kind of bridging that gap between cultures?
Yes, I understand that social media will help, and it does help bridge the gap between cultures, but as I understand, the amount of native culture is basically infinite. It's growing every day, so I think this app would be beneficial to lots of people.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next business owner is a senior at West Feliciana High School, where she was named Student of the Year. She will attend Tulane University starting this fall, and she is the founder of BikeStream. Please welcome Mary Elizabeth Barrow.
In 2016 alone, 18,477 American cyclists were injured in road accidents. A large percentage of these accidents could have been prevented if the motorist just knew that the cyclist was present. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mary Elizabeth Barrow, and I am the founder of BikeStream. BikeStream is a Louisiana-based company that uses innovative and eco-friendly chemical technology to protect bikers across the United States of America. I chose to found BikeStream in 2018, whenever my hometown of St. Francisville, Louisiana, passed local legislation that intended to protect bikers. Now, while this legislation had good intentions, many felt that it limited the experience and freedom of biking. While I didn't hold the same exact sentiments as my peers, I did feel that there had to be a better way to keep our streets safe. And so, BikeStream was born. Our product is a small capsule that hooks onto the back of the bike. Whenever activated by the biker, a colored smoke is emitted. This smoke hangs low to the ground and can be seen from about a mile back by motorists. The motorists will then know that the biker is ahead and know to slow down, preventing accidents and saving lives. Now let's get down to the numbers. I will sell my product for $50 a unit at a $39 profit. In my first year, I hope to generate about $15,000 worth of income. And in my second year, I will launch a full-scale advertising campaign that will double my sales to $30,000. Now, as an individual in the manufacturing and retail business, it'll cost quite a bit of money to get BikeStream up off the ground. About $27,000, ladies and gentlemen, and I do understand that that is a lot of money. So today, I am just asking of you part of my first step, my patent. In the state of Louisiana, a patent costs about $10,000. I am just asking you for half of that, for $5,000. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you see the future of biking safety in the same way that I do, and I hope that you choose to join the stream. Thank you.
Is the device reusable?
Yes, actually, the chemicals that we put in the device will last for about 45 to 50 minutes, and the biker has the ability to turn the device on and off. Once the chemicals run out, we will sell reloadable patches for about reloadable packets for about $8 a pop, so the capsule can be reused again and again and again.
So this could potentially be a huge market. How are you going to reach your market and get the word out to all these bikers?
Initially, I plan on really crowdfunding through our planting the news through seeds. I am from a huge biking community in St. Francisville, Louisiana, and as you know, there are quite a few biking clubs and stores right here in Baton Rouge. I hope to reach out to a lot of those clubs and do programs at races to really reach them first, and then at the beginning of my second year, I hope to use local magazines, larger magazines, and social media to launch a full-scale campaign to get the news out about my company.
Mary Elizabeth, have you researched any state laws or federal laws that would preclude something that emits smoke or something that could potentially be a distraction to people in vehicles?
I have spoken with my local legislators. I was actually at a meeting, a Rotary Club meeting with local leaders yesterday. We are constantly going to work on that and keep testing it to make sure that our product is safe and would not cause any other disturbances to the roads. We have engineered our design to have tiny little holes to where the smoke isn't coming out in full effect. It's just coming out a little bit of it at a time, and it will hang near to the ground so that it doesn't distract other road users or come up towards the windshield.
Mary Elizabeth, do you have a prototype of this? Have we used this product anywhere right now?
We do have a prototype. We did have some problems with the plastic 3D printing. Actually, who we are getting our smoke from is a company called Cool Smoke. Cool Smoke is a company that has been contracted for by the U.S. government overseas, and their product has been approved by the U.S. government, by the military, and we are constantly working with them on an agreement to use their product so we don't have to go through all those loopholes ourselves. Thank you all so much.
Thank you. Our next business owner is a 9th grade student at the University Laboratory School, participates in football and track, an active member in student council, and his goals are to be successful in the field of architecture, pursue his passion for sports, and become a sports stadium designer. He is the founder of Archiself. Welcome, Carson Manuel.
Good evening, everybody. How are you doing tonight? I'm Carson Manuel, the proud founder and owner of Archiself. My love of architecture began at age 5, where my family experienced a very long process through the construction of our home. This led me to believe that I can improve the process by planning and designing a home. Archiself allows the user to personally design the layout and is quick, simple, easy to navigate. It enables better communication and allows the user to collaborate and consult with the architect using their own visual representation. The 5-step design process is very simple. First, it starts with style, which is modern, contemporary, French, country, and anything you could think of. Next is the size, which is square footage and the amount of stories that you can add. Next is drag and drop, where this is the most important and key feature of the process. It includes rooms, windows, doors, and etc. Next are the amenities, which is the fireplace and deck and anything else. This makes your home feel like home. And to finalize it, you add your location from country, state, and city, and then it will lead you to the architect's suggestions based on your local area. My market audience is anyone interested in buying or remodeling a home. And next are my competitors, which are apps based on interior design and do not let their users save their works that they make. These apps are House Design Lite and Key Plan 3D Lite. My investor ask tonight is $5,000, $3,500 for student designer walkthrough, discovery, layout, and framework, and $1,500 for attending a software development class at the LSU College of Business, where I can be taught Python and learn all the basics of the application. Thank you very much for listening to me tonight and having your attention. And always remember that Arkansas makes your dream home a reality. Thank you.
Carson, I love your company name.
Thank you.
Do you see a way to attach costs for the various different amenities and size? In other words, you have a certain square footage of a home, and you could, in different areas of the country, have a certain square foot cost that might be associated, so the user could figure out their cost as well?
Yes, I'm actually thinking about adding add-ons to the app in the future, where the price will be like higher throughout development of our app. But for right now, I haven't really added anything to it. We're just working on the design of the app.
Did you say how much the app would cost? I didn't.
We're thinking about that right now. It would probably be around $2 each, which would be lower than my competitors so that I would have a better chance to succeed.
Carson, I commend you on your work. Do you aspire to be an architect? What is your personal ambition?
My ambition is to actually become a stadium designer. I love architecture, and I just have always been fascinated since like a young age. So as I go through my life and find out what I want to do and continue through all the things that is just put against me, I just hope that I could become one of those. So.
Thank you very much. Okay, next up, we have a duo. Co-founders. First, Chelsea, a sophomore at Cristo Rey, Baton Rouge Franciscan High School. She enjoys photography, is a junior daughter at her church. She's the president of AROA Magazine, which stands for A Round of Applause. Chelsea is president and co-founder of YouTube. And then Gabrielle is a sophomore at Baton Rouge Magnet High School. She loves music, is a student council secretary, manages finances at her church, and Gabrielle is the CFO and co-founder of UCube. So please welcome Chelsea Buckley and Gabrielle Sylvester, co-founders at UCube.
Good afternoon, everybody. I am Chelsea Buckley. I'm the CEO of UCube and co-founder of UCube.
Good evening. My name is Gabrielle Sylvester, and I am the CFO and co-founder of UCube.
Why did I come up with the idea of UCube? Well, I was in class one day, and as you can hear, I have a very loud fidget cube. I was playing with it in class, and my teacher said it was distracting, so she almost kicked me out of class for it. Luckily, I got it taken away from me.
And that's where UCube comes in. UCube was engineered to maintain the same phenomenons as a regular fidget cube, but eliminate the quiet, annoying clicking sounds that a regular fidget cube has. The need was a quieter alternative to the already existing fidget cubes, and UCube answers to that demand. Our best feature is the customization feature.
It is our best feature because it's customizable. It's made for the person's liking. You can customize the color and however you like it.
For short-term business goals, we plan on partnering with website developers to build our own website in which we will generate funds. Upon obtaining manufacturers, we will be able to reach our goal of selling 50 plus units by the beginning of next year. On a longer term scale, we plan to raise capital by mass producing and partnering with CHAD, a charity company that supports children with ADHD. Some of our competition are NC Labs, iPromo, and Kickstarter. However, all of our competitors have noisy fidget cubes. UCube eliminates all of that by being quality, quiet, and customizable. Our target market are children in the Baton Rouge area. It's more specifically children with ADHD. Our marketing plan is that we will have a price of $9.99. However, the price will go up as the patrons begin to customize their cubes. For our sales channel, as I mentioned before, it will be a website, and for promotion, we will go by word of mouth, advertising, and local incubators in the Baton Rouge community. Now, having a manufacturable company is quite expensive. The overall startup investment would be around $45,000. However, we are only asking for $800 to go towards marketing, general marketing of UCube.
Thank you for your time and consideration.
Hi. So you're asking for $800 for marketing. Where is the other money going to come for the initial prototype and development of the initial cubes?
We plan on using crowdfunding, places such as GoFundMe and other networks to be able to raise the money and able to launch the company, because obtaining manufacturers is quite expensive, and that is where the bulk of our money is going to go, the $4,500,000. So yes, ma'am, that's.
Do your competitors have some of these other products being used in schools now?
Yes, sir.
I have one right here, and I got this from my competitor, and I use it in school, but it's super noisy. And ours also comes with a tap pad, which is also quiet, so that makes it customizable, and we have a tap pad to it.
Can I borrow that thing?
Chelsea and Gabrielle, have you looked in, is there a patent that's required for this device, or the fidget spinners or other things? Are there patents out there, and have you checked to see if there's any infringement from competitors or any potential competition where someone could replicate your product?
Currently, we haven't looked into competitors with patents on their fidget cubes. However, I know there are multiple companies that are launching these fidget cubes, and there haven't been any like legal, any legal issues that come from launching fidget cube and self-regulation companies. So, but we will definitely look into that more in research.
I commend you both on your presentation and your hard work. Walk us through, that's a wonderful image that you have created for your prototype.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell us a little bit about how you came to that conclusion?
Our prototyping images came from the LSU place where they make prototyping, and we haven't obtained a tangible prototype yet. We just have drawings that we can present to our manufacturers. But the overall makeup of a fidget cube, of our UCube, is the tap pad, which is the part that shows our logo, the combination gears, the joystick, a flip switch, as well as 5 buttons that aren't pictured on there. But yes, sir, that's the makeup of our cube, and it is engineered to be quieter. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. You better get that back from Mr. Rowland. Yeah, there you go. Our next business owner is a freshman doing independent studies. She enjoys her part-time job in retail and managing packing and shipping for Andy Lynn's Formulary of Walker, Louisiana. She's an active member in Teen Court Baton Rouge, an active teen advisory board member for the Livingston Parish Library, and she is the founder of Radiant Faced. Please welcome Lois Lairley.
Good evening, investors. My name is Lois Lairley, and I own Radiant Face. Radiant Face is a skincare company. We're devoted to creating and providing natural, effective skincare products to young girls. Our mission is to empower people with the encouragement that beauty comes from within, and that being beautiful does not have to include rigorous skin routines and/or harsh chemicals. I've had skin problems I've had sensitive skin and skin problems from an early age, and through YA, I wanted to create a company to solve the problems I was having and help solve others as well. Our first product launch is a coffee-themed face scrub line, featuring 2 face scrubs, the first called Original Espresso and the second called Mocha. They will be made of MTC oil, coffee grinds, and one with an added chocolate scent. MTC oil is soothing for dry or cracked skin, and the coffee grinds add to the theme of my products as well as a natural exfoliant, scrubbing off dead skin cells. A few competitive advantages of mine are that my products are locally made, they have minimal ingredients, they're allergen-free, and they have the potential to be environmentally friendly. My products are cheaper, more effective, and healthier than my competitors. I will be marketing to consumers with the proposal that we already use coffee internally, and it's amazing. Now we can use it externally too. My products are $8 for 2 full ounces and will be sold online on my website, on Etsy, as well as in health food shops, boutiques, and coffee shops around Louisiana. Today, I am asking for $500 to use for general marketing, website development, raw materials, and trade show supplies and cost. Together, let's wake your face with Radiant Face.
So Lois, since this is going to go on people's faces, are there any kinds of required testing or government certifications that you might need for this type of product?
I know that on my label, I just have to list all of the ingredients. And then for face products, since I'm not manufacturing it in a big facility, I don't have to have it FDA tested.
Have you done any testing to test its effectiveness?
Its effectiveness, yes. Yes, a lot of my friends have used it, I've used it, and they all say it's wonderful and they'd love to buy from me.
And you believe them?
Absolutely.
Why coffee? And you talked about selling it in coffee shops.
Through YA, I wanted to, the first thing they told us was find something that you love and then find a problem and try to combine the two. And I love coffee. And I was watching YouTube videos, and there was one thing where a girl just took plain dry coffee grinds and rubbed them on her face, and she said that if you rinsed it off with water that they were really energizing and scrubbed off dead skin. And so I did a ton more research and came up with my own recipe.
What are your competition? Who are your competitors in this? It sounds like a very crowded field.
Yes, okay, Lush, I know, is one of them. They make a face scrub that has clay in it, and it has a whole bunch of extra ingredients that, in my opinion, aren't needed. And so I just narrowed it down to 3.
Thank you. Thank you. Our next business owner was a semifinalist for National History Day. She'll be performing as Daisy in New Venture Theater's production of Jumbo at Southern University's Frank Hayden Hall. She will be auditioning for NOCA for the upcoming year, and she is the founder of Beluga Bliss. Please welcome Condoleezza Simeon.
Hi, I'm Condoleezza Simeon, and I am the CEO of Beluga Bliss. In 2014, my mother was diagnosed with lupus. I was only 9 years old. 2 years later, I met my best friend who not only had lupus, but she also had depression, both of which cause restlessness and pain. Chronic illness and depression is a big issue in the United States, and it's constantly climbing. The average high school student has the same anxiety level as psych patients of the early 1950s, which is why Beluga Bliss was created. We felt that they needed to be an alternate to the medications that they get, which is why we have aromatherapy in our pillows. Our goal is to help you to have a good night's sleep. Some oils that come in our pillow is bergamot, lavender, chamomile, and eucalyptus. You can customize your pillow if you want, and they typically come with a satin covering. Our financial goals is to sell at least 80 pillows this year. 6 months will be dedicated to research, and we plan to have double or constant growth. This year we'll be launching a new product called a pillow port for lupus patients who have to have a port to get their medicine. We plan to be in at least 3 boutique stores and go into events and other online vending. Today, Beluga Bliss will be asking for $2,100 for an investment. We will need the investments for materials and appliances to help start up our business. We also did our own research earlier, and we sent it out to people. Our 72-year-old tester couldn't sleep all night due to a sinus infection, and after taking our pillow for an hour, she slept the whole night. A 10-year-old got our pillow, and she had cyclical vomiting syndrome. She went to sleep with no medicine and woke up the next day feeling better. Both of them had the same exact pillow, which is oregano. We target this to people with depression or chronic illnesses, or anyone with difficulty sleeping. We tested it with the Louisiana Lupus Foundation, and we found that they like stronger scents more, but people without it liked less strong. We plan to target at the Louisiana Lupus Meeting, Black Girls Excellence Award event, Aurora Magazine Expos, and other business events. Here are some of the businesses we plan to partner with, such as I Am That Girl. Here is a screenshot of my website that we plan to finish. We plan to have our own testimonial page, our own online store, and a mission statement finished by this year. Thank you. I'm Condoleezza Simeon, CEO of Beluga Bliss, everything that makes you happy. You can open the bags. You can open the bags.
So these really smell amazing. I have a couple of questions. First of all, how long does the scent last? I know it comes with like a vial of the oil.
We tested some pillows and over Thanksgiving, and it lasted for about 3 months, but they didn't have as much scent as those, so we'll continue to do research on how long they'll last.
Okay, and can I put the oils on any pillow, or is there something unique about the fabric and design of your pillow that would
the pillows just have to have a zipper in it because we don't want your pillow to get stained, but there's nothing too special about our pillows.
Okay, well that is a unique selling point though.
Thank you.
Will you be able to recharge the pillows?
Sir?
Will you be able to recharge them, rescent them, put new scent in them once the scent dissipates?
What do you mean?
Well, you were saying that the scent doesn't last a long time. So can you add the scent back to the pillow?
It comes with a refill. The pillow packs cost $30, and it comes with a refill with instructions for it.
So how do you see this working when you have a website and you generate traffic through the website, people place an order, you just fulfill it, you're going to have a place where you stockpile the pillows and send them back out. You can have a sales person that calls the people. How's it going to work for you?
Well, if they can email us through the website so far, but if they send in an order, we'll probably have a pillow already ready, depending on the type that they get. So we'll just send it over.
Condoleezza, I really like the testimonials you shared. I think that's very creative. Have you thought about going to some of the healthcare agencies or potentially the clinics that service some of the lupus or other chronic diseases you talked about and having testimonials done for those to help you accelerate sales?
Yes, sir. We plan to get pillows into hospitals, like the gift shops at hospitals and clinics.
Great work, Condoleezza. I went on your website, and it's actually active. I was impressed with that. Did you learn that through this program?
My brother did it for me.
Okay. Great job.
Thank you.
Thank you. Our next business owner is an 8th grader at the Episcopal School of Baton Rouge, enjoys running, soccer, math, and reading, loves traveling, and he is the founder of InstaBrush. Please welcome Akshay Basreddy.
Hello, everyone. My name is Akshay Basreddy, and I'm the designer of InstaBrush. Have any of you ever gone traveling somewhere and decided to brush before you slept? Well, I, amongst many others, I believe, have wasted precious sleeping minutes looking for a toothbrush and some toothpaste. That's why I designed InstaBrush. InstaBrush The InstaBrush is an easy-to-use, attachable toothbrush head that makes brushing so much simpler. I'm currently working on a provisional patent for my product. I have some competition, but I believe InstaBrush will be the one to take over the market since it's easier to use, has a higher customer satisfaction rate, and it's also a better value for money. To use InstaBrush, all you do is screw it onto the tube and squeeze. Toothpaste then flows directly from the tube onto the bristles. It is a simple locking mechanism to prevent excess toothpaste flow that only requires the turning of the cap. I'm targeting busy adults and travelers across major urban centers in the USA, like Los Angeles and New York City. I'm also planning to expand into hotels, hospitals, airlines, elderly homes, and airports to get it to the people who need it most and to get a wider market share. InstaBrush will be available to purchase in places such as pharmacies and supermarkets like Walgreens and Walmart. My main business goals for this 2019 year are to get into international markets in stores and online, to make new products to further increase customer satisfaction, and also to get a partnership with Crest to better the manufacturing quality and price of InstaBrush. It costs me $1 to make each unit, and I'm selling it at $4.99, giving me a total profit of $3.99 per unit. This means that within 1 month, I'll make approximately $2,000 after 800 units are sold. This is proportional to me making just under $12,000 in my first 6 months of business. I'm putting $7,200 into this business, and in the end, within 6 months, I'm almost doubling that investment. I'm asking you today for $5,000 to make InstaBrush's launch successful. Thank you for listening to my presentation. Don't rush InstaBrush.
What a great product. What inspired you to patent this thing? It seems like it's so obvious. What part of it is patentable?
I'm trying to patent the locking mechanism is like the most unique since it's really simple. It's just like pepper crushers, you just turn the thing and then you can pour it out, but if you close it, it covers the holes. It's a unique locking mechanism, and there's no other brush that directly attaches the tube into the head, and others are like on top of it, and that's mainly what I'm patenting.
There are a number of different types of toothpaste tubes, so obviously this has to fit into one of those types. Have you thought about, how you could scale that into, other types of tubes, so it wouldn't be singly focused on one particular product?
As of now, we're only compatible with Crest toothpaste tubes around that size, and we're planning, all we have to do is 3D scan it and like add it to our current 3D prototype of it, and then we can manufacture it to fit different various toothpaste. But if we get a partnership with Crest, it will be solely compatible with Crest toothpaste tubes.
Thank you. Our next business owner is a sophomore at the Episcopal School of Baton Rouge, enjoys theater and running cross country. He spent the summer studying chemistry at a New England academy. He is the founder of Reaction Relief. Please welcome Charlie Roth.
Thank you, Kelly. Show of hands, how many of you have been injured? Back, knee, wrist, anything like that? So, a lot of you. Well, I run cross country, and over the summer, I got injured. And they told me to alternate applying hot and cold. But the problem is we don't have a microwave or freezer to alternate between the two at the park or wherever you are where you're injured. So using my knowledge of chemistry, I designed a solution to this problem, and that is the Reaction Relief Pack, a 2-in-1 instant hot and cold pack for contrast therapy. It uses 2 safe chemical reactions with common and inexpensive chemicals with an insulation between the two to separate them, making it an easy-to-use on-the-go and 2-in-1 product. And it also has Velcro slits to make it a hands-free product. So it is a very convenient product for the market. And as you can see, it's a very healthy market, projected $1.4 billion in sale by 2024. Because of course, injuries in sports are very common. You can see here soccer, basketball, football, 8.6 million sports injuries per year. So obviously, our main target market will be athletes, high school, college, what have you. But also physical therapists and orthopedist offices who help heal those people. And this product is reimbursable for those providers, so that will be a main channel for us. Another possibility is private labeling with sports teams or sports companies, and another market is the home health market, and of course online. But you don't have to take my word for it. Here's a testimonial from Dr. Seth Kaplan, the president and CEO of Baton Rouge Physical Therapy Lake. He says Reaction Relief is an excellent source of hot and cold into one device. So let's talk a little bit about financials. We will be selling these in 6 packs for $15, so 6 of these. They cost about $10 to make, but this cost is a little high. We think we can lower it, driving our profit, which is $5. I'm here today asking for $3,500, which is half of what it will take to get off the ground with prototypes and our first order. So remember, single pack, double the relief. Thank you, and I'd love your reaction.
Charlie, just so I understand this, you can, in this one packet, you can have hot and then reversible cold on the other side, so you can alternate cold and hot therapy?
Yes.
And there are products like this already on the market?
So this product is unique because you don't need a microwave or freezer. It is a one-time use, but you don't need anything to use it. So, for example, a bag of peas would be my biggest competitor. Right, you could put it in the microwave and have hot, and the freezer and have cold. And there are other products like that, but this, you don't need any of those.
Charlie, have you thought about LSU's Shaquille O'Neal as a potential advertiser for this product? He seems to like the icy hot patches.
Yes, that would be fantastic.
How do you get the reaction started? Is it cold and hot at the same time, or you can just...
No, so on one side it gets hot and one side it gets cold. You squeeze on, for example, the top to get hot, on this side to get hot. And once you're done, maybe 15 minutes later, whatever the doctor has prescribed for you, you flip it over, and on the other side, you squeeze and it would get cold. And really, it's on one side of the pack with an insulation between the two.
How long does it last?
It lasts up to 20 minutes, but there will hopefully be more sizes as we develop the product that will last longer, but doctors normally prescribe 15 to 20 minutes.
Do you see developing bigger, larger packets to cover bigger areas of the
Exactly.
body?
So this maybe will cover a knee or an arm, but it obviously won't cover a back. So more sizes, smaller sizes, maybe a travel size to make it easier to carry around with you. So many possibilities.
And what about marketing, self-marketing? Are you going to do that through a website? How are you going to promote it?
Right. So website, but also going to local physical therapy clinics. I know Dr. Seth Kaplan, for example. I also know a trainer at the LSU who works with the teams, so I could get my word out through her. And other sporting events, of course.
Very good.
Thank you. Okay, next up, another duo. So stay with me. A lot to tell you about Bria Miles and Tyshawn Howard. Bria is a senior at Lee Magnet High School. She enjoys volunteering, basketball, and the outdoors. She recently received a scholarship to the ACLU Advocacy Institute. She is the founder of shoe design company Madnik Customs and is a member of youth sorority Pi Gamma Sigma. And her partner, Tyshawn, is a senior at Southern University Laboratory School. He enjoys sports, graphic design, art, and learning about the healthcare industry. Recently granted a football scholarship to Southeastern Louisiana University playing offensive tackle. Is the Sergeant at Arms of Kappa League of Baton Rouge. And together they are co-founders of Never All's Alone. Please welcome Bria Miles and Tyshawn Howard.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Does anyone have a family member or a family friend dealing with Alzheimer's?
Did you know that 1 in 10 senior citizens die of Alzheimer's? I recently found out that a woman named Samantha left her home at 2 in the morning in the cold snow. She put on light pajamas and no shoes. Later on, her caregiver found her face down in the snow, diagnosed with frostbite, where she later on died. With our device, we could have prevented that. Never All's Alone. Our device is a watch via app connectivity that alerts caregivers to be notified when their patient has left a secure area. With our device, you give them the exact coordinates of where the patient is. So our short-term goal is that we're only located in Louisiana with one device. However, our long-term goals is that we want to have a larger advertisement, many different devices, and we want to spread. We are aware that our competitors are CarePredict, iTrack, and MindMe, which are all attachable devices that you may put on a book sack or a belt loop. However, our device differs because it goes directly on the patient. It's water resistant, budget friendly, and has camera and audio usage, which makes it easier to find a loved one.
We will market in the state of Louisiana. We are very aware of the growing numbers of the ones diagnosed with Alzheimer's. We will sell to the caregivers and the family to those who are affected.
So our price will be $60 with a standard subscription of $5 per month with the standard thing, and a premium package of $20 per month. The standard package comes with just the watch with the geofence. However, the premium package comes with camera and audio usage for those in nursing homes, so you're able to keep an eye on your loved one when you're not there. We plan to promote through face-to-face contact in senior centers, pharmacies, and everywhere else that they tend to be.
We will also market our product on our website at www.neverallsalone.com, where you can purchase your merchandise and also extend your warranties.
So our cost of supplies is about $1.77, which is basic packaging. Our monthly sales projection varies in number. However, in the months November, December, we spike to about 100 because that is the months that people purchase gifts. So our startup investment, we'll need about 50 units of watches that we'll get from Amazon. We'll need money for web development, as well as app prototype and general marketing, which we'll do on social media. So in total, that's about $9,010. However, through personal savings, money from relatives and friends, and in-kind donations of LSU, we'll only need about $5,660. Thank you for your consideration of Never All's Alone, where it's not about the disease, but about the experience.
What a useful smartwatch. Does it have a help button on it? You mentioned the tracking and the camera. If the person finds themselves lost, is there some way they can push a button and summon help?
So on the screen, the home screen, there'll be, so if somebody finds them, on the screen there'll be a picture of their home, and the emergency contact, maybe 911, will actually be the caregiver's number. And there'll only be 2 numbers possibly, with the caregiver and actually 911.
Have you spoke to any attorneys about any legal risk with, obviously Alzheimer's patients are seriously ill and have a lot of exposure? Have you thought about that and maybe what insurance requirements would come with branding something with a chronic disease?
No, sir, we haven't.
Do I understand that the device that would attach to the clothing, that's a location device, is that right? It sends a signal so that if the person wanders off or gets lost?
Oh, that's our competitors. Ours is like a watch that goes directly on the patient. So it'll send a signal to the person's phone, the caregiver, giving the coordinates of where the patient is.
And I'm assuming this watch is also functional as a traditional watch as well, so the person wearing it may
Yes,
not
sir.
even realize that it's a tracking device.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That's correct.
Does it monitor vital signs as well? Let's say if they go outside in the freezing weather, they,
The
may
premium-
notice that their body is doing something different.
Yeah, the premium package comes with the vitals because it's already installed in the watch, as well as the heart rate and, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Our next business owner is a freshman at Central Private School. She is on a competition baton team and holds the title of Miss Majorette of Louisiana. She is the Junior Miss Rainbow pageant winner for the International Order of the Rainbow for Girls. She enjoys playing basketball and showing chickens, and she is the founder of Triple S Show Supplies. Please welcome Sarah Israel.
Hello, investors and friends. My name is Sarah Israel, and I am the CEO and founder of Triple S Show Supplies. I myself show chickens. Yes, you heard me right, I show chickens. And when you're getting your bird ready and all groomed up and getting pretty for the judge, things can go wrong. The bag can spill, something in the bag can spill, and it's all just one big mess. But that's why I started this business, to help fix that. Triple S Show Supplies is an online business selling hanging grooming bags that will hook onto the cage and roll out in front of the cage for easy access. It will come fully stocked with all of the necessary grooming items that you would need for show day grooming. Okay, so some of my short-term goals is to have a booth at the next year's LSU Ag Center State Livestock Show. I'll be working with some of my connections at the state livestock, or at the state 4-H office to make this happen in the next show season. One long-term goal I have is to expand my market a little bit and go to other small animals such as dogs, because people love their pets, right? Okay, so my target customers are youth ages 9 and up that are in 4-H or FFA, also known as Future Farmers of America. This is a viable market. This year alone at the State Livestock Show, there were 2,000 poultry entries. My competitors, yes, there are some competitors in this market, but I differ from my competitors because my bag is a hanging grooming bag that comes with show day grooming, not show prep, such as bathing. And I will also be selling novelty items such as a chicken diaper, which is, yes, a thing. Okay, let's get down to money. So, the basic kit will cost $45 and will sell on the market for about $50. The deluxe kit, which will come with everything that you can think of to groom a chicken, will cost $63 to make, but will sell on the market for $70. We will also be selling the grooming bag by itself and all the different items to go into the grooming bag. Okay, investors, today I'm asking for $700 for starting my inventory of 10 fully stocked deluxe kits and for startup marketing, because that can get a little pricey. Triple S Show Supplies, making showing simple and hassle-free. Thank you.
Sarah, I like the idea of 4-H. I had a lot of my children did it. Showed chickens too. But your margin between $45 of cost to $50 selling is not very much to cover a lot of your expenses. And what I'd like to know about is your considerations of other costs, insurance, returns. I presume if you're selling it online, you're going to have a guarantee or a warranty or some kind of return policy. How are you going to deal with those costs?
I haven't really thought a whole lot about that, but I will start thinking about that. We have thought of some different things to make sure that these people like what they're getting and know what they're getting, so there hopefully won't be a lot of returning things, but I will look into that a lot more and research that.
Are there other applications of your device, say for dog shows and different exhibits?
That is one of my long-term goals, is to, after I get this started up and get it going a little bit more, to expand into the dog show and show market for other small animals. This is actually the bag right here. Sorry. And this part will hang on the... It will hook to the hinge like this.
So it looks like your travel kit.
There you go. All for a chicken.
Yes, sir.
That's a lot.
Most people don't think that it takes a lot to groom a chicken, but
Do you actually use the leash on the chicken?
this is actually what the chicken diaper is. There are chicken diapers and there are also chicken harnesses, to where you could really, if you really wanted to, you could put the diaper on and put the harness on and you can have a chicken roaming through your house. Thank you.
On that note, okay, our next duo, we have another duo. Jack Hosford and Lily Ray. So Jack is a senior at West Feliciana High School, a serial inventor who has been featured in The Advocate for his work. He's the founder of a school coding club. He is the founder and chief technology officer at EZ. And Lily is a senior at West Feliciana High School. She is the captain of the soccer team, a representative of Student Council and WISE, which stands for Women in Science and Engineering. She is a member of her school's ProStart Management competition, and she is Chief Marketing Officer and Chief Financial Officer of EZ. Please help me welcome on the stage Jack Hosford and Lily Ray.
Hello everyone, my name is Lily Ray and I am the CMO and CFO of EZ, or Easily Assembled Electronics. And I am 18 years old, and ever since I was a little girl, I have loved everything vintage and retro. As you can see, I was on my management team where we competed at the state level last year and won, and competed in Rhode Island for nationals.
And I am Jack Hosford, the CEO and CTO of our company, Easy, and today we are here asking for $5,000. Ever since I was a little kid, I always enjoyed to take apart electronics and recreate them my own way. My passion for inventing and technology has led us to create the Easy Mark I.
Have any of you ever played Mario Kart, Galaga, or Pac-Man? Right? What if I told you that you could play all of these games and 13,000 more all in one device and from the comfort of your own home? Easy is a company that allows for an interactive way to play arcade games of the past and present. Now, we do understand that video games are too complicated for most audiences. Trust me, I can't even play them myself, and that is why we try to we have loads of we have many arcade games not only from today, but past generations. In 2017 alone, the consumer spending on the video game market just in the United States was $36 billion. That's with a B, ladies and gentlemen. This provides the perfect passage for Easy because we are taking a very specific and cornered piece of this market. Our product retails for $450, and the gross profit off that product is $250. Now, we do understand that is expensive. Trust me, you're talking to two broke high school kids here, and that is why we will target ages 30 to 50. However, to include a variety of age groups, we will place our product on Amazon, Etsy, and Walmart, as well as run social media and Kickstarter campaigns. We have also found that Easy is effective in schools, so we will continue to target educational institutes around the country.
Now, using any funds we may obtain, we would focus on specialized marketing, create a fully functioning website, and learn more about the manufacturing process. We thank you for your consideration of Easy, where we make the past easier to play.
It's a very attractive game. Your business plan mentions that it's difficult to change the games, but you just said there's 13,000 games. Does the user change the games, or do they come with all 13,000? How does that work?
Are you asking? Yes, sir. So
It's sort of a two-part question, because you just mentioned there are 13,000 games.
There's many games. There's, are you asking for either switching between games already on here or adding? Or
Does it come with all 13,000, or are they one at a time?
It does include with all 13,000, and for switching between different games, there are two certain buttons that you press at the same time, and it'll let you be able to go to the menu and switch a game. It's relatively easy. Overall, the control of it is quite easy. We've given the controllers to people many times who, without any instructions, and they've been able to figure out relatively quickly with few questions.
So do you have to pay to license these games?
So there are three ways we're able to do with that. So certain companies have actually released their game to public domain. For example, Galaga and many other games. Certain games are a certain age old where we can be able to use them. For example, you can look at the Atari 2600, and then you can go to a dollar store and find one of the game consoles where it's just a little Atari with 1,000 games on it. And finally, we are working with a company called Console Classics for certain other games we can also have on here.
So are we looking at the prototype?
Yes, sir.
And tell us about your manufacturing. Once you get this started, where's that gonna be done? How does it work? How you set it up?
We are actually still working with manufacturers, so we don't have for sure numbers, but we can get back to you on that.
So for Christmas, my kids gave me the old Atari console, and I think they spent a third of what you're proposing to spend, pay for yours. How are you planning to be competitive against a company like Atari?
So our product offers something that most really can't. Because our product is multiplayer and it is this big, and you have a screen this big, everyone who's playing it is just involved, and it just gives this feeling of nostalgia that most people want to have these days. And our product, while it is $450, when compared to others on the market that are only single player and only have one game, it's $1,000 cheaper.
No, or you get that, I'll get this. How about that? Thank you. Thank you very much. Our next business owner, she's a sophomore at Baton Rouge Magnet High School. She's a member of the debate team. She enjoys baking and acting. She played Antonia in Shakespeare's Twelfth Night, and she is the founder of Backstage. Please welcome Channing Hall.
So a few years ago, I found myself working for a rather tragic production of Macbeth, where everything was going fine until opening night. Now, for those of you who haven't seen the show, there's a scene where Macbeth kills the king, and then afterwards he laments about the blood on his hands. Then he's supposed to come backstage and have the blood cleaned off. But on opening night, we could not find the wet wipes anywhere. And needless to say, red handprints can still be found in that theater to this day. My product aims to solve that issue. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Channing Hall, and I'm the CEO and founder of Backstage. Backstage is an all-in-one comprehensive app that allows directors to better communicate with their cast and crew. It functions like many other project management tools, but what sets Backstage apart is its focus on theater. Through the app, directors will be able to upload schedules and checklists and send reminders to various members of the cast and crew. So my target audience for the app is mainly directors of school and community theaters, as these are usually the most unorganized. I hope to advertise through theater-related paraphernalia like playbills and also a lot through social media. So now on to the most important part, the financials. So my ask today is pretty pricey, just upwards of $7,300, and that's because app development can get really expensive. With the acquired funds, I hope to hire a freelance app designer and even teach myself some basic code. I also hope to use the funds to pay for some advertising. So the app is based around a freemium model, the premium model costing $15 a month or $180 a year. And the reason why it's so expensive is because there's really only one person paying for the app. The way it works is that everyone who's part of a show will download the app on their phone, but then only the director will have to pay to use the service. Afterwards, he'll be given a code that he can then give out to members of the cast and crew so they can join the show, and then they'll receive the reminds, the emails, all of the notifications through the app once they're added to the show using the code provided to the director after they've paid for the service. So that's why the app is so expensive, because there's only one main person who's actually paying for it. So some of our main goals are to have an MVP on the market by the end of May, and to have a fully functioning iOS and Android app out there by September. And then some of our goals sales-wise, so we hope to sell one a month after we release the MVP, but to bump that up towards the end of the year after we've released the fully functional apps. Thank you for your consideration of Backstage, and I hope you invest.
I was going to ask what happened to the blood.
Oh, it's still there.
It was a very good presentation. The questions I would have, why don't you have a monthly charge? Is this an app that is going to be updated regularly? What's the service that you provide on a monthly basis?
Yes, sir. So the reason why we have a monthly charge is because there will be constant updates to the app, and also because just breaking it down monthly instead of like having like a charge every time you do a show, it's just easier for directors to like set it up and pay that way. The plan is that they enter their credit card information once and then forget, and so we keep charging them instead of having them pay for every show.
Channing, what do Hollywood production artists use? I mean, is there something that is out there today that's a competitor? I'm not aware of anything.
So the thing with like bigger scale theater and productions is that there are millions of dollars on the line, whereas at the local level it's more like hundreds or sometimes tens. So that reason why community and school theaters are oftentimes so unorganized is because there's not as much at stake, even though they do have the capital to pay for this. Like a Baton Rouge High show can make $500, so I think they have sufficient capital to pay for this, but they're not as high stake, so there's a lot more incentive in like the bigger scale to actually come through.
And what are some of the features that you might have in your app that'll help solve those problems that you're seeing?
So as I mentioned earlier, the app would have things, so the directors would be able to upload things like schedules and checklists that are that the crew members would have to go through in order to like just keep everyone on track. So a lot of other project management tools like Monday, they just provide a better service or way to organize information, which I find that a lot of school and community theaters are lacking. And so I thought that Backstage would be able to provide a more sufficient like network or system for people to keep track of theater-related events. Cool. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next business owner is a junior at Catholic High School. He has always been interested in computers. He is a member of the school photography club. He's been flying drones for a few years, and he is the founder of Multiview. Please welcome Roland Toops.
How's it going, everybody? My name is Roland Toops, and my company is Multiview. It's a photography company, but before I get too far into that, I'm just a weird teenager standing up here on a stage, and y'all don't know who I am. So I'm just gonna introduce myself. So ever since I was really little, I've always been into aircraft, planes, anything that had to do with aviation. The fast-paced nature of it, I always loved it. And a little bit later, I got interested in drones. So my interest in drones, it led me into having hundreds of flights registered on DJI's website, and I ended up turning my love into Multiview, my company. So Multiview, what does Multiview do? Multiview is a photography company that specializes in landscaping and real estate right now. Landscaping, it's beneficial for them because we can show aerial photos of before and after, and we can also do aerial photos of time lapses, which is really, really fun to look at if you're viewing a landscaper's Instagram. For real estate, it's really important that your buyer knows what the house looks like, and what better to get the entire house in a photo than a drone or a 360-degree camera. So these are the three services that Multiview provides right now. I currently have a 360-degree camera, a drone, and a DSLR. That is for classic photos that you're used to seeing on the internet right now. 360-degree photos are valuable, so customers of realtors can take virtual tours of the inside of a house. They can maybe even decide to buy a house without even meeting with the realtor. A drone's able to capture an entire scene. It's able to capture views that other cameras just aren't able to do. And then DSLRs for the good old-fashioned photos that we're all used to. So far too often, do you go on a realtor site or do you see landscapers advertise like this? Now, this is a photo that I pulled off of a landscaper's advertising. I'm not going to name any names. So the problem with this is it's blurry, and I'm sure it's a beautiful landscaping job, but I can't see the whole house, and I would love to see the flowers, but right now they're just a blur on the screen. Multiview's goal is to be able to include the entire house, the entire job, so a landscaper can show off how impressive their work actually is. So down to my ask. So I'm asking for $2,650. That boils down to operating costs of $400 a month for 6 months and $250 for an FAA Part 107 license so I could pursue flying drones legally. Thank you very much.
Roland, most real estate firms already have some kind of drone service right now. How are you going to break into that?
Yes, sir. Well, actually, a lot of real estate, while there are that have purchased their own drones and things like that, there are other markets, not just including real estate, that are looking for high-quality photos that can go from job to job. Now, while you can do that as a realtor, it's very, very convenient to not have to rent out a drone, which is really expensive if you look at the prices, which a lot of companies do. They end up renting, and it ends up costing them more than paying someone to do it for them.
How will you differentiate yourself from your competitors?
My competitors right now, so most photography companies in Baton Rouge focus on weddings, which that's a beautiful thing to take photos on, but that's not necessarily what I take photos of right now. Another thing, so you run into the people who specialize in aerial photography and 360-degree photography. They use heavier equipment, things that cost much more money. So their costs, they'll charge you way more than I will. My costs are more competitive to theirs.
What are your costs?
Right now, it varies depending on the service. So there were 3 different services. There was 360-degree photos, there was drones, and then there was DSLR. They generally come in different packages, and it varies from the amount of time that I spend at a job. But right now, for a drone, a single job costs around $300. And then if you bundle the drone with other services, it ends up saving you money. So the 360-degree job alone is around $400 to $500, depending on the amount of time I spend there, just because that requires a lot of expertise to operate, and it takes a long time to get photos of every single room of a house.
Are you currently operating this business? You have clients out there?
I've done a few jobs, and I have a lot of experience in photography, but I have not fully launched the business yet, and I plan to do that within the next 30 days.
How do you plan on reaching your customers?
Online advertising. Facebook and Instagram, as you all know, they collect data and they're able to cater to people who are interested in different things. So say I need to reach a guy named Joe who's really interested in landscaping, but I don't know who Joe is. I just need a guy who's interested in landscaping and needs photos. I can go to Facebook and say, I need you to show my advertisements to people like Joe. So you can show it to them, and per click it costs a pretty moderate amount, and it's very affordable, and you end up getting noticed a lot. So it's very effective, and there's a lot of statistics in my business plan in the back. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I think we're ready for the panelists to adjourn now, and then I'll call. We'll call Roland and Channing back up, please. Say a few words.
We're back. So, in case you forgot, I'm Channing Hall, and YEA has been a great experience for me. I've really learned what it means to own and operate a business successfully.
How's it going? Good to see you again. I'm Roland. YEA has been a great experience for me because I've actually told my parents this a lot. I feel like I'm learning more in the 3 hours that I spend a week in this program than I do from a week at school. It's amazing.
So there are many ways that you can give to YEA, but the 2 main ones are through time or through capital. Now, everything that you've seen tonight is a direct result of several volunteer hours contributed to various professionals across the great state of Louisiana. All of the logos that you saw were made up by professional graphic designers, and every single kid that's presented tonight has received amazing expertise from a lot of CEOs.
So there are many ways that you can give, and you, as anyone would know, especially us after being in this program, any good organization can't operate without sufficient capital. So there are many ways that you can give to YABR. We're handing out pledge cards that you can complete, and on our website you can find out ways that you could pay via credit card, you can check mailing instructions, and we are now on Venmo. So if you're a Venmo user, you can scan, oh look, first donator right now. You can enter in YABR LA, or you can scan this code right now and you can be one of the first to donate.
Thank you all so much for coming tonight, and I hope that you guys contribute to YEA. Go eat.
Thank you. Thank y'all. The panelists will adjourn now. Please enjoy the lovely food and the refreshments in the back provided by Heirloom, and we'll see you in just a bit. Good evening, welcome back. We're now ready to announce our seed funding awards. And I want to thank you all again, business owners. You all did a fantastic job. Thank you. And parents, you've got to be very proud. Congratulations. So let's start with our $500 awards. $500 awards go to Archiself, Carson Manuel, Backstage, Channing Hall, Bike Stream, Mary Elizabeth Barrow, Easy, Jack Hosford and Lily Ray, and Never All's Alone, Bria Miles and Tyshawn Howard. $800 award goes to Triple S Show Supplies, Sarah Israel. Another $800 award to Chelsea Buckley and Gabrielle Sylvester with YouTube. And a $1,000 award goes to Trevor Turner of Dormenity. Another $1,000 award to Abe Basredi, Native Bash. A $1,000 award goes to Lois Layer from Radiant Face. $2,000 awarded to Roland Toops with Multiview. $2,000 awarded to Ohana Hub, Zoe Patton. $2,500 awarded to Ashke Basredi, Instabrush. $2,500 awarded to Charlie Roth with Reaction Relief. And representing the Academy and Baton Rouge at the National Saunders Scholars Competition is, drum roll please, Condoleezza Simeon! How are you? Good to see you, good to see you. Did you get to see her? She was so good. She's like 14 years. She's like 14 years old. Congratulations! Congratulations! I'm sorry. It's okay. You want to say something?
I guess this is an acceptance speech, so I just want to thank my mommy for pushing me and helping me in the car. I want to thank my my drama teacher for teaching me how to meditate. I want to thank God, because without him, this wouldn't have been possible. I want to thank my Mimo for helping me to not say so, and I want to thank myself for putting myself through this, because I didn't expect it at all, so I'm kind of shaking, and thank you, judges, and I'm just really grateful for this, and to be able to go to New York, because the farthest I've ever gone was Baltimore for History Day. So thank you, young entrepreneurs, for giving me this experience, and everybody who's helped me along the way. And yeah, thanks.
Did you want to say something?
Well, once again, let's hear it for Condoleezza and for all of our young entrepreneurs. I believe that the Young Entrepreneurs Academy certainly speaks volumes in terms of the abilities of our young people and the future of our city and of our parish. As I understand it, if these young people have anything to do with our growth and economic development, the future looks really good for our city and parish. So once again, I am so proud of all of you all. I look forward to following you all on the journey, and thanks again to the visionary leaders behind the Young Entrepreneurs Academy. Thank you all.
Thank you all for spending the evening with us. I hope you had as much fun as all of the Young Entrepreneurs participants did. And applications are already coming in for the next fall, so if you know or have a high school student, please refer them, nominate them. This is a great opportunity for young people to really get a grounding in business and to launch their own companies. So thank you for being here, and spread the word. Have a good night.